This is about defending democracy. This is no longer Democrats versus Republicans. What do you want your kids to believe in? There must be give and take.
This is White Flag with Joe Walsh.
Because I was a House Republican, I'm asked every day, how many of these House Republicans are true believers? Like, Joe, how many of these House Republicans truly believe all of this MAGA, Trumpy bullshit craziness? How many, Joe, are crazies? And how many of these House Republicans are just cynically echoing what the MAGA crazies say, but they don't believe it. They think it's bullshit. Privately, they can't stand Trump and they want it all to go away. You know what? The number will surprise you. Half of Republicans in the House today are true believing MAGA crazies. Think about that. Half of my former colleagues in the House today are like Marjorie Taylor Greene, are like Jim Jordan, are like Lauren Boebert, are like Paul Gosar. They're in that family. They're hip and hip, baby. They believe this shit. When Trump says his crazy shit, they believe it. Half of House Republicans believe that, are true believing crazies. I need to say something. And by the way, again, I come from this world. I was before MAGA, but I was a MAGA crazy. I was a Tea Party crazy. I voted for Trump in 2016. I still engage with these people all the time. If you would have asked me that question 4 years ago, 6 years ago, 8 years ago, I would have given you a different number, a different breakdown, a different percentage. 6 years ago, 2018, Trump's president, the first midterm election, 75-80% of House Republicans were just cynically going along. They didn't believe all this MAGA bullshit. 25% of House Republicans just 6 years ago were true believing crazies. And that gulf has shrunk every 2 years, every election, i.e., the Republican Party is sending more true believing crazies to the House. True believing crazies are winning the primaries. Election deniers are winning the primaries. Deep state believers, they're winning Republican primaries and they're being seated in the House. How many, again, I'm asked all the time, how many of these House Republicans, 200 and what? 200 and gosh, now how many? 16, 17, 18 House Republicans. Joe, how many believe that the 2020 election was stolen? Again, 6 years ago, I would have said 20% of House Republicans believed then, actually that was before the 2020 election. Good point. After the 2020 election, in the 2022 midterm, between 2020 and 2022, if you'd asked me in 2021, how many House Republicans truly believed the 2020 election was stolen, I would have told you 70% don't believe it. House Republicans, 30% do. That number is closer to 50-50 now. The number of House Republicans who truly believe there's a deep state is greater than 50%. The number of House Republicans right now, Republicans in the House who believe that the justice system is being weaponized to go after Donald Trump, man, I'm telling you right now, that's 70% of House Republicans believe that. Remember, I served in the House. The House reflects more than the Senate. The House reflects the base of the party. The House of Representatives on both sides, Republican and Democrat. The House reflects where the energy in the party is, where the true believers are, where the primary voters are, the base. The most animating aspect of the party is represented by the House of Representatives. And we know through polling, and I know when I engage with Trump supporters, I'm telling you, 80% of them still believe the 2020 election was stolen. That's reflected in the House. I think 60% of House Republicans believe the election was stolen. My overall point is this, and this is a scary point I want to make. So many smart Washington people and political people and consultants and talking heads and pollsters and strategists and all the rest, they've always said and they've always assumed, man, this is all bullshit. This is all an act. You know, most of these Republican elected officials, they don't believe it. They're just saying it to go along, get along, to keep their seat, to suck up to Trump. They know Trump's an idiot. There are very few Marjorie Taylor Greens in the House. That's wrong. And that comes from people who do not speak with House Republicans. They're wrong. True believers, the true believers, have overtaken my former political party, and that is seen in the House. Every 2 years when we have elections, we are continuing to send more true believing crazies to the House. Build a wall, keep brown and black people out. You can't trust our election system. You can't trust the justice system. Don't give any money to Ukraine. Build a wall around America. Forget the rest of the world, all the rest. True believing MAGA crazies. The percentage of those people in the House among Republicans increases every 2 years. So wrap your arms around this, America. It's no longer just a few of them believe Trump's an idiot. More than half of them believe he's the way. One of two of our major political parties in this country has now been overtaken by MAGA. It's not a wing of the party. It is the party. And that's reflected in the House. And that's a scary thought. That's a scary truth. But we need to wrap our arms around that truth, because we need to defeat it. I'm Joe Walsh. Thanks for listening. This is White Flag with Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh White Flag at gmail.com. All one word. Joe Walsh White Flag at gmail.com. Thanks. Have a great weekend. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow White Flag with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been White Flag with Joe Walsh.